Hello and welcome to Lagan History on YouTube. If you want to understand anything about 1690, King Billy and King James, the Glorious Revolution, the 12th of July, Siege of Derry or the Battle of Boyne, this is where we start. It all starts 1688 and the battle between two kings and a queen perhaps as well. We could definitely include Mary there too. So every year, 12th of July, thousands of Protestants come out across Ulster to celebrate this victory of King Billy, a Dutchman, over King James II, an Englishman, on an Irish battlefield beside the River Boyne in County Meath. Many of these supporters are known as Orangemen, and they're named after William's Dutch background, obviously orange being the colour of the Netherlands. But how did they end up fighting in Ireland? Well, the Glorious Revolution started off with James II, quite a big problem because he ruled over England following the death of his brother, King Charles II, who had lots of children, but none of them were legitimate, and so there was no heir, so he took over. Now, England was a Protestant country, less than 5% of the country were Catholic. However, James was quite an outward Catholic at the time, which was very controversial. He also, very importantly, wanted to rule increasingly without Parliament. Now, there had been a civil war in England not long before over precisely that, over who ruled, was it the king or was it Parliament? And this worried many who had fought for those rights of Parliament and for the people. So this caused them an awful lot of concern. Now, English Protestants, however, were prepared to wait, and there's a couple of reasons why prepared to wait. Firstly, James himself was getting old. So he thought he was going to croak it quite soon, so there's no need to worry. The other factor there is that his only daughter Mary actually remained a Protestant, very important. That means that James died, obviously it would pass down to Mary, who would then make the country a Protestant country again. So many Protestants in England just didn't worry too much. However, things changed dramatically whenever James announced shocking news. His wife became pregnant. And this would turn out to be a son who could then actually obviously turn the country into a Catholic country and keep it Catholic after James died. Protestants were not prepared for this. This was a step too far. They did not want Catholic rule to continue, so they wanted to change things. So let's look at this man, William of Orange, or King Billy as he's known to some people in Northern Ireland. He's actually invited by Parliament to come to rule and become king. Along with his wife Mary. He's married to James's daughter Mary, which keeps that bloodline intact. So he was a Dutch king, Dutch prince, and he had been fighting off the French for years. So the reasons why he was invited by Parliament was, firstly, very important, he was Protestant. Secondly, a very notable military commander, well known throughout Europe for taking on the huge giant that was Louis XIV, the Sun King, and keeping the Netherlands as independent as possible. And thirdly, very, very importantly, he was married to Mary. This is like EastEnders, but Mary, James's daughter, was actually married to King William himself. And this maintained then the link between the bloodline, which is really needed to take over the country. So William and Mary are going to rule together over England. That was part of his price he was going to actually suggest as part of this. So what happened then was William came over to England and brought an awful lot of Dutch soldiers with him. James absolutely panicked. A lot of his major generals actually switched over to William's side. He panicked and he fled to go to France. In fact, the boatman who tried to take him out returned him to begin with, but he fled to France where he looked for help from the French king. It seemed like a very peaceful revolution therefore, and it seemed as if William was going to protect the rights of Parliament. There was no bloodshed, and this looked to be what was called the Glorious Revolution, where there was no bloodshed to take over England. However, James was not finished yet. He was determined to get his country back, and he was going to do so with French help in Ireland, right beside England, and he's going to try to beat his son-in-law once and for all by trying to take over the country from Ireland. This is going to lead to the next stage, which is going to be Siege of Derry and then the Battle of the Boyne. You can find out more on the website, slaganhistory.com, but thanks for listening. Hope this was helpful.